Dunmore is a borough in Lackawanna County, Pennsylvania, adjoining Scranton. Dunmore was settled in 1835 and incorporated in 1862. Extensive anthracite coal, brick, stone, and silk interests had led to a rapid increase in the population from 8,315 in 1890 to 23,086 in 1940. The population was 14,057 at the 2010 census. History. Dunmore is one of the numerous villages which sprang from the original township of Providence, Pennsylvania. The territory now encompassing this borough was purchased from the natives in 1754. In 1783, William Allsworth, a shoemaker by trade, who had visited the Connecticut land at Wyoming for the purpose of selecting a place for his home the year before, reached the point at evening, where he encamped and lit his fire in the forest where Dunmore was founded. The need for more places of rest for travelers caused Mr. Allsworth to build his home at this spot. The house of Mr. Allsworth became a common point of interest and attraction to travelers. In the summer of 1795, Charles Dolph, John Carey, and John West began the labor of clearing and plowing lands in the neighborhood of Bucktown or Corners, as this area was long called after the first footpath from Blakely to the Roaring Brook crossed the Wyoming Road at Allsworth's. Edward Lunnan, Isaac Dolph, James Brown, Philip Swartz and Levi Dupuy purchased land of the state between 1799 to 1805 and located in this portion of Providence Township. The old tavern was owned successively by W.M. Allsworth, Philip Swartz, Isaac Dolph, Henry W. Drinker, and Samuel Dupuy. The external aspect of Dunmore promised so much by its agricultural expectations in 1813 that Dr. Orlo Hamlin, with his young wife, was induced to settle a mile north of Allsworth. He was the first physician and surgeon in Providence. The population of Dunmore and Blakely, doubling in numbers and increasing in wealth, warranted Stephen Tripp in erecting a saw and grist mill in 1820. On the Roaring Brook half a mile south of the village, a store was opened at the Corners in 1820 under the auspices of the Drinker Turnpike Company. But the village, consisting of but 4 houses, had a negative existence until the Pennsylvania Coal Company, in 1847 to 1848, turned it into a growing and diverse town. By 1875, the township of Providence was dissolved and the land split up into various smaller boroughs and towns, with Dunmore being one of them. Today, Dunmore is a borough bordering the city of Scranton. The name Dunmore comes from Dunmore Park, in the Falkirk area of Scotland, home of the Dunmore pineapple. Geography. Dunmore is located at 41 degrees 25 minutes 3 seconds north, 75 degrees 37 minutes 28 seconds west, 41.417,530, minus 75.624,432. According to the United States Census Bureau, the borough has a total area of 9 square miles, 23 square kilometers, of which 8.9 square miles, 23 square kilometers, of it is land and 0.1 square mile, 0.26 square kilometers, of it, 1.11%, is water. Roaring Brook flows from the southeast and turns west through the August Gorge in Dunmore to the Lackawanna River in Scranton. Most of the borough is drained by Roaring Brook, except for an area in the west drained by Meadow Brook into the Lackawanna River. The southeast side of the borough is on the slopes of the Music Mountains, which the gorge cuts through. The western terminus of Interstate 84 is in Dunmore. I-84, I-380 follows the Nay-August Gorge westward towards the Spaghetti Junction interchange with Interstate 81 and U.S. Route 6. I-81 also has an interchange with 347 in Dunmore. The Lackawanna Railroad operated through the Nay-August Gorge into Scranton from the Poconos and northern New Jersey. Demographics. As of the 2010 United States Census, there were 14,057 people, 5,999 households, and 3,388 families residing in the borough. The population density was 1579.4 people per square mile, 610 per square kilometers. There were 6,530 housing units at an average density of 733.7 per square miles, 286.6 per square kilometers. The racial makeup of the borough was 95.2% white, 1.1% African American, 0.05% Native American, 1.8% Asian, 0.05% Pacific Islander, 0.8% from other races, and 1% from two or more races. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 2.3% of the population. There were 5,999 households, out of which 22% had children under the age of 18 living with them. 40.6% were married couples living together. 11.5% had a female householder with no husband present. And 43.5% were non-families. 37.9% of all households were made up of individuals. And 16% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.18 and the average family size was 2.93. The ages of the population were 17.9% under the age of 18, 62.1% from 18 to 64, and 20% 65 years or older. The median age was 42.1 year. The median income for a household in the borough was $33,280. And the median income for a family was $43,354. Males had a median income of $32,855 versus $24,167 for females. The per capita income for the borough was $19,851. About 6.7% of families and 10.5% of the population were below the poverty line, including 11.1% of those under age 18 and 11.8% of those age 65 or over. Economy. Gertrude Hawk Chocolates, founded in 1936, is based in Dunmore. Golo Footwear had its original manufacturing and design facilities in Dunmore until 1957. Environmental issues. Keystone Sanitary Landfill. The largest landfill in the state of Pennsylvania has been located in Dunmore since 1973. About 450 feet from the Dunmore Reservoir No. 1. A backup drinking water supply. In 1987. It extended to Throop, Pennsylvania. The landfill was built over mines known for ground subsidence. As of 2015, the landfill accepts over 7,200 tons of trash per day. More than a third of its in-state waste since 2009 is from fracking drill cuttings. Drilling mud and fluids. Cuttings are mixed with small amounts of naturally occurring radioactive elements, particularly radium-226. The landfill has been leaking into groundwater per its Phase 3 permit application. Runoff is discharged into Eddies Creek and the Lackawanna River. In November 2014, the Dunmore Borough Council approved a $15.63 million agreement for Keystone as a basis for an extension. and a definition of the landfill as a pre-existing landfill, to ensure Keystone a more favorable interpretation of the borough's zoning ordinance against public opinion. Infrastructure. Dunmore has 4 schools. Dunmore High School, Holy Cross High School, formerly known as Bishop O'Hara High School, Dunmore Elementary Center, and St. Mary's of Mount Carmel Elementary School. Notable people. Mahmood Ali, 1932–2004. Actor. India's comedy king. Died in Dunmore. Sister M. Adrian Barrett, I.H.M. 1929–2015. Catholic social worker and educator. Christopher F. Byrne, A.U.S. Air Force Brigadier General. Nestor Chilic, 1922–1982. Major League Baseball umpire. Vic Delmore, 1917–1960. Major League Baseball umpire. Carol Andrasba, 1943–1966. First American nurse to die in Vietnam War. Vic Fangio, defensive coordinator for Chicago Bears of National Football League. Joe Mooney, Major League Baseball groundskeeper for more than 3 decades. Boston Red Sox Hall of Fame member. John Willard Wrought, 1857–1931. Landscape artist. Paul W. Richards, astronaut who flew on mission STS-102 on board the Space Shuttle Discovery. John Francis Ropek, 1917–2009. Oceanographer for first under-ice polar expedition of USS Nautilus. SSN 571. Tim Ruddy, center for NFL's Miami Dolphins from 1994 to 2003. For most of career was center of Pro Football Hall of Fame quarterback Dan Marino. Junior Walsh, 1919–1990. Professional baseball player for Pittsburgh Pirates. Jerry Wemple, born 1960. Poet. Gallery. Taken from Susan W. Pirath's compilation. Dunmore Travel Guide from Wiki Voyage. Borough of Dunmore.